जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
यशोदानंदन भज जनरंजन
यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन
यशोदानंदन भज जनरंजन
यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन
यमुना तीरा वनचारी
यमुना तीरा वनचारी
यमुना तीरा वनचारी
यमुना तीरा वनचारी
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा
जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा
जय Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe.
Jayo Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe.
Jayo Radha Govind Radha Govind Radhe.
Jayo Radha Govind Radha Govind Radhe.
Jayo Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe.
Jayo Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe.
Jayo Radha Shyam Sundar Radha Shyam Sundar Radhe.
Jayo Radha Shyam Sundar Radha Shyam Sundar Radhe.
Jayo Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Jayo Radhe Shyam.
Jayo Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Jayo Radhe Shyam.
Jayo Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jayo Krishna Balaram.
Jayo Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jayo Krishna Balaram.
Jayo Vrindavan Dham Vrindavan Dham Vrindavan Dham Jayo Vrindavan Dham.
Jayo Vrindavan Dham Vrindavan Dham Vrindavan Dham Jayo Vrindavan Dham.
Jayo Gauranitai 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 Jayo Gauranitai.
Jayo Gauranitai 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 Jayo Gauranitai.
Jayo Jayo Prabhupada 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 Jayo Jayo Prabhupada.
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 Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol.
Jai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So, just a minute. Hare Krishna. So, I welcome you all to this first session of online Bhakti Vriksha sessions, and so we'll just get started. So this is our session today, and so we have divided it into 5 subsections. So the first one we have already done, which was the Kirtan, and we'll be doing the Mangalacharan, and then we have a very special session for the chanting. We have a dedicated time for that, and then we'll cover today's topic. It's a very interesting topic, the purpose of life, and then we'll cover the Q&A on that topic, and then we'll also read about the 5th section, which is the preaching is the essence. So this is what we are going to do. So let's get started. And if you have any questions and if you have any doubts, you can put that on comments, or you can also raise your hand, and then we'll try to address it. And but we'll try that we'll keep this question and answers at the end, so you can note down your questions and you can put that in comments, and if you have any, and then we'll take the questions at the end. So we'll start with the Mangalacharan, the prayers to Acharyas and Vaishnavas. So you can keep yourself in mute, and you can, if you know the prayers, then you can sing along with me. Otherwise, you can hear and just try to pray. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutpadakamalam Shri Vaishnavanscha cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha cha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Hare Krishna. So, I can also request everyone to kindly switch on their videos if they can. Otherwise, it's okay. But it also makes the session a little interactive, so that I can also see you. So my name is Ronnie, and I am from Gurgaon, and I have got this opportunity. Girash Prabhu has given me this seva, and so I will be trying to uh, 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 give these sessions, and so that I can do that for my own purification. And I also seek your blessings, and I also seek everybody's um, blessings, so that whatever I speak, it comes the right thing, the right words at the right time, and they are and you can take something good back home. And so I can see few members, they have started um, their videos, and you have still not started. That's okay. So, and I have my wife Shivani along with me, so she'll be helping uh, us with the sessions. And so the first thing that we're going to do today is we're going to start with the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. We're going to chant one round, and before we do that, and can I ask that how many of you attended the DYPH sessions, like the Discovery of Permanence sessions that we did just few weeks back, like 2 weeks back? You can raise your hand, or you can put yes on in comments so that I can know, or you can say who did not attend, they can raise their hands. It would be better, because I think most of you have already attended those sessions. And okay, so only one as of now. Yes, they have attended. Yes, they. Ranshu Sharma, he has also attended. So anybody who has not attended? Okay, so one or two. That's okay. So in those sessions, in the last session, we discussed in detail about what is the way, what is the solution to our problems, and we discussed that chanting the holy name is one of the is the Yuga Dharma of this Kali Yuga, and we must chant. And so this is how we are going to start our today's session. That we're going to chant one round together, and before we do that, we're going to read something about it. So we'll begin. Shri NAMAMRITA, the nectar of holy name. By performance of Sankirtan Yajna, the congregational chanting of the holy name, people will be happy economically, politically, socially, religiously, and culturally. Srimad Bhagavatam 9.20.24-26. Yajna must be performed, for otherwise people will be entangled in sinful activities and will suffer immensely. Therefore, the Krishna consciousness movement has taken charge of introducing the chanting of Hare Krishna all over the world. This Hare Krishna movement is also yajna, but without the difficulties involved in securing paraphernalia and qualified Brahmins. This congregational chanting can be performed anywhere and everywhere. If people somehow or the other assemble together and are introduced to chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, all the purposes of yajna will be fulfilled. The first purpose is that there must be sufficient rain, and for without rain there cannot be any produce. All other necessities can be produced simply by rainfall. Kamam Bhavarsha Parjanya. And the earth is the original source of all necessities. Sarvakama Dugamahi. Then the earth will certainly produce all the necessities of life, and people will be happy economically, politically, socially, religiously, and culturally. Everything will be in proper order. So we discussed that in detail in our last session of Discovery of Permanent Happiness, that how all the what are the problems and what is the solution to that problem. And then with the Shastra Praman, we discussed that that in this Kali Yuga, that the Yuga Dharma is taking the name of the Lord, and which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So what we'll do now is we'll chant one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Okay. So we'll do one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and so you can keep yourselves on mute, and yeah. So yeah. So we'll do one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra together, and you can keep yourselves on mute, and you can chant alongside me. And it's a very easy process. What we'll have to do is this is there is one mantra that we have to speak before we can start our round. It is the Panch Tattva Maha Mantra, and it is you can recite along with me. It is Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. And then we do one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So in one round there are 108 beats. So this is the Japa Mala, and that. Okay, so I'll stop the screen share so that you can see. So this is the Japa Mala that we have, and we start from the the first bead, and then we take one bead and then we move it forward. So but if you don't have the beads with you, that's also okay, because most of you, we are new to this, and because also it's a lockdown, so we can't go to the market to buy, or to the temple to buy that. So that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to introduce a way so that you can also chant one round on hands. So because there are 108 times we are going to do this Maha Mantra. So what you can do is, so you have these hands, and so somehow or the other we have to count to 108 without actually getting into the technicalities of it. So what we'll do is, so the four fingers we have, and there are three lines, and then so it counts as 12, right? In your right hand, and in your left hand you can count for till the third finger for the 9 lines. So 12 lines are, it's 108. So you can start with Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda, and then the first one, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. And then you can move forward, and then again, and once the whole cycle of your right hand is complete, you can move forward the one for your left hand. So 9 times for the left and 12 times for the right hand. So that's how you can do one round together. So we'll start. So we have one hand raised. Manisha Mataji, do you have any question? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manisha Mataji, you are not audible.
So you're not audible.
Do you have any question? Yes, your hand is raised.
That's okay. So we'll go ahead with the chanting, and so I'll keep myself on. I won't keep myself on mute so that you can hear, and you can also start the chanting now. So we'll begin. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram
Hare 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 Ram Ram.
Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna. So how was your experience of chanting one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? Uh, if you can if you can share in chat, or if you want to speak, you can raise your hands. Peace. So Drumil Prabhu says peace. Yes, it is the most peaceful.
Rajneesh Prabhu has raised the hand.
Okay, so Rajneesh Prabhu, you would like to share?
Prabhuji, just unmute yourself. Will be able to speak.
Okay, so he is not able to
Yeah,
unmute.
yeah.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, you were very fast. I think so. I could not complete the complete round of 108 times.
Okay.
So of course, it will take time. It will take practice to do it.
Yes. So everybody has their own pace. Yes, so it usually takes around 7 to 8 minutes on an average for an average person to complete one round. But that's totally upon an individual how he or she wants to chant, with what pace and with what hearing absorption. So the basic thing is you have to uh, chant very clearly, and you have to hear each and every syllable that you are speaking, that you are chanting. And but thank you so much and for this your feedback. And Manisha Mataji says nice and pleasing. Okay, so we'll move forward now, and so we'll start with our today's session, today's topic, which is the um, purpose of life. So we'll start. So this, so these texts, they have been taken from a module of Bhakti Vriksha module. So I'm going to send that module on the chat right now, and you can also refer to that in future. And today, so but in the sessions we'll be covering that in the PP or in the presentation format. So I have sent that on the chat, and so these texts, they are taken from the books of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, and so the first topic is the purpose of life. Quite an interesting topic, because we have been brought up to different expectations and with different ways of thinking that what should be our purpose of life. We are basically like brought to achieve smaller or shorter goals, or like do your 12th and do this and then everything will be fine, do your college and then everything will be fine, now just find a job and then everything will be fine, and just get married now and then everything would be fine. So quite a journey for everybody, and but we're not still not able to figure out that what is actually the purpose and what do we want to do. So we'll try to put light on that topic today. So we'll start reading. Who are you? Are you your body or your mind, or are you something higher? Do you know who you are, or do you merely think you know? And does it really matter? Our materialistic society, with its unenlightened leadership, has made it virtually taboo to inquire into our real higher self. Instead, we use our valuable time maintaining, decorating, and pampering the body for its own sake. Might there be an alternative? So the first question is, who are you? Who am I? So do we know that? And this very important Krishna conscious movement is meant to save human society from spiritual death. At present, human society is being misled by leaders who are blind, or nor do they know the aim and objective of human life, which is self-realization and re-establishment of our lost relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the missing point. The Krishna consciousness movement is trying to enlighten human society in this important matter. So, what is the aim and objective of human life? So the first question is that we have to find out what is the aim and objective of human life. And once we reach to that stage, and what is the answer? So it says that which is self-realization and the re-establishment of our lost relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or God. So that is what our aim is, and that is what the purpose of human life is. And this Krishna consciousness movement is trying to do exactly the same thing that what we are talking right here. That it is trying to establish the sambandh, or the relationship back with God. And so one may question, so where does God comes from? And it is about me, and the purpose of life is it's towards me. And then where does God come from? I'm not interested on something like that. So we'll also cover to that, because at the end of the session we'll get the complete picture. Why do we need to understand? And because most of you have already attended the Discovery of Permanent Happiness sessions, so there we make it very clear in detail that in our second and third session, that does God exist and who is God, and why does God comes into picture when we are trying to find happiness. So, and in these sessions also we'll go into detail of the same topics. And let's now hear what Bhagavad Gita has to say of finding out the purpose of our life, of human life. So Bhagavad Gita 7.3, and in chapter 7 verse 3, Govind Dev Ji says, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschet yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tattvataha. Translation: out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. So here two things I would like to emphasize more. That Govind Dev Ji says Manushyanam. Manushyanam means it is possible for only for human life, Manushya. It is he is not saying that for Pashu or for any other form of life. And the second thing is Siddhaye. Siddhaye means to attain perfection, or to find the purpose of life, or to attain perfection. So that is only possible for human form of life. And Govind Dev Ji says that out of thousands of those who try to achieve perfection, hardly one is able to proceed a little bit forward, and the one who is able to do that, hardly anyone knows me in truth. So knows me in truth means that we have to re-establish our relationship back to God who is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is what our first step is, and this is what this is where human life actually starts, and it is also the first aphorism of Vedanta Sutra, Atato Brahma Jigyasa, that now that you have got the human form of life, now you have got that, so now inquire. So this is the first step, asking these questions. Who am I? From where have I come? And what am I supposed to do now? So this is the start of human life. The Vedanta Sutra 1.1.1 states, Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Now in human life, one should inquire about Brahman, the absolute truth, the transcendental spiritual nature. And Krishna says that the Brahman, he is that is subordinate to him, and he is the Supreme Personality of God, and he is the absolute truth. And so, and Manushyanam, so Manushya thing is very important here, that only in this human life that we are able to do that. And because see, you have come here and we have this Zoom classes starting, and I am trying to explain something and you are trying to understand, but this thing is not possible for a dog or for an animal. We can't say that you give them the book and they're able to read and they're able to understand, then ask, oh, who am I, and what am I supposed to do now, what is wrong with me, why am I suffering, why am I having these problems, what am I here for, what am I born for? So these kind of questions, they don't ask. It is only the capability in human life, in human form of life, that we can ask these kind of questions, that who am I, and where have I come from, and where am I heading to? So these are the key questions that one must ask, and this is where the start of human life is. So we'll move forward, and also that if you feel that the pace is too fast or too slow, you can very well let us know, and we'll try to do as per your convenience. And just let us know if there is anything which is not you're able to understand, and if the pace is too fast or too slow. So we'll read and again. So according to Vedic civilization, the perfection of life is to realize one's relationship with Krishna or God. In the Bhagavad Gita, which is accepted by all authorities in transcendental science as the basis of all Vedic knowledge, we understand that not only human beings, but all living entities are parts and parcel of God. The parts are meant for serving the whole, just as the legs, the hands, fingers, and ears are meant for serving the total body. We living entities, being parts and parcel of the body, are duty bound to serve him. So, what are the key points to take from here? That according to Vedic civilization, the perfection of life is to understand one's relationship with Krishna or God. And not only human beings, but all living entities are parts and parcels of God. And so this is our relationship, that we are part and parcel of the same God. We are not God, but we are minuscule, minute part of the same infinitesimal God. And we are Anu and he is Vibhu. So this is our relationship with him. And he says that he's the father of all the living entities. Bhagavad Gita 15.7 says that he is the father of all the living entities, and we are his children. And like any other father, he loves everybody. And we are also, like any other child, are supposed to love him back. And so, but because we have forgotten our relationship with God, and that is, and we are here, and because of few reasons, and so that will cover in next few sessions, and what is happening, why we are here, and we've also covered that in Discover Permanent sessions, and but we'll cover that in future also. but because of some reasons, and we are here, and we have forgotten our relationship with God, and we are bound in this cycle of like non-ending birth and death, in the cycle of birth, death, and we are having the four problems of birth, death, old age, and disease, which are totally unavoidable for anybody. And the first step to get ourselves perfect, or to find out the purpose of life, is to ask these questions: that who am I, and who is God? What is my relationship with Him? And Bhagavad Gita very clearly states that we are His part and parcels of soul, or part and parcels of God, and like any other part and parcel of like any other part, we are also supposed to serve Him. And so this is and we are duty bound to serve Him. So that's what Prabhupada writes here. And so we'll also read now what Bhagavad Gita says about our relationship with God. So Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, verse 7, I will recite. Mame vansho jivaloke jiva bhuta sanatana manashasthan indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which includes the mind. So the key things here are Mame Vansho and Sanatana. Mame Vansho means it's quite an easy Sanskrit to understand, isn't it? Mame Vansho means my ansh, isn't it? It's quite an easy to understand. And Mame Vansho, my ansh, mera ansh. Mame matlab like my, and ansh means my part. Mame Vansho. And Sanatana means eternal. And so we as living entities, as who are souls, are eternal part and parcels of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that's what Prabhupada also writes here. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. So जो living entity, जो हम हैं, तो हम भगवान के अंश हैं, और हम उनका एक, so we are part and parcels of Him, and we are bound to serve Him. That's what our constitutional position is. So we'll go ahead. Actually, our position is that we are always rendering service to someone, either to our family, country, or society. If we have no one to serve, sometimes we keep a pet cat or dog and render service to it. All these factors prove that we are constitutionally meant to render service, yet in spite of serving to the best of our ability, we are not satisfied. Nor is the person to whom we are rendering that service is satisfied. On the material platform, everyone is frustrated. The reason for this is that the service being rendered is not properly directed. So, see, what is the key thing to here to understand? That we are constitutionally meant to render service, and we can see by common sense that everybody in this world is rendering service to someone. Like we cannot find an example where somebody is not rendering service to anyone, and so this is our nature, that we are meant to serve. But the thing here is that because we have got that thing wrong, and we are not directing our service to the right direction, we are suffering. This is the cause of our suffering, that we don't know to whom to serve, or what is the right way for us to serve. And so we'll see some examples that where so everyone is serving someone. Like we can take an example of a family where the parents are there. जैसे कि जो माँ बाप होते हैं, वो बच्चों के लिए कुछ करते हैं, तो वो क्या कर रहे हैं? तो they are serving their children, वो सेवा कर रहे हैं उनकी, और and they expect the same thing from their children as well, कि and that their जो उनके बच्चे हैं वो भी उनकी सेवा करें. and like in sense that जैसे कि जब बच्चे छोटे होते हैं तो वो उनका ख्याल रखते हैं, उनको स्कूल में भेजते हैं, उसके बाद उनको बड़ा होता देखते हैं, फिर वो उनको कॉलेज जाता हुआ देखते हैं, फिर उसके बाद उनकी शादी हो जाती है, उसके बाद थोड़ी देर कुछ समानता रहने के बाद फिर जब माँ बाप बूढ़े हो जाते हैं फिर बच्चे उनकी देखभाल करते हैं, केयर करते हैं. सो इसमें यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? So the children are serving the parents are serving the children, and the same thing happens when we are in a job, or suppose if you are अगर हम एक व्यवसाय चला रहे हैं, if you are running a business, then we are serving the customers, and customers are also serving you, they are paying you, and if you are the business owner, and if you are in a job, then if you are an employee, then you are serving the company, you are serving your boss, and आप अपने बॉस की सेवा कर रहे हैं, आप उस कंपनी की सेवा कर रहे हैं जिसमें आप employee हैं. And you can also see that even the army, like you can take the Indian army, they're also serving the nation, isn't it? So, and even the heads of the state, they're also not excluded. So like Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Donald Trump, so they're servants of nation, and they may be the heads of the state, they may be the head of the largest democracy, they may be the head of the biggest economy in the world, but they are eventually the servants of them. And अब वो उसको मानते हैं कितना, उसको दिल में उन्होंने बिठाया, उसपे मैं कमेंट नहीं कर सकता, but they are supposed to be serving them, they are duty bound to that.
सो ह्यूमन लाइफ में जैसे मनुष्य में हमारी नेचर ही ऐसी होती है कि हम हमेशा किसी ना किसी की सर्विस करते रहते हैं. लेट्स सपोज कि हम घर में रह रहे हैं तो घर में भी हम बच्चों की सेवा करते हैं, माता पिता की सेवा करते हैं, ऑफिस जाते हैं तो वहां पे काम करके उनकी सेवा करते हैं. ऐसे ही हर टाइम हम सेवा करते रहते हैं. सो दैट इज समथिंग कि जो हमारी नेचर के अंदर एम्बेडेड है, वी कैन नॉट चेंज दैट. अगर हम नहीं किसी की सेवा करेंगे तो फिर से हम ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन में सेवा करेंगे, किसी ऐसे बंदे की सेवा करेंगे जिसकी नहीं करनी चाहिए. So
right,
we are bound to do that.
And we can also take an example that one can say that okay, I am not doing it for anybody, I am alone, I am working it for myself. Then you are serving yourself, isn't it? So we do so many things for ourselves. We earn money, we want to buy a car, we want to buy a home, we want to take care of our body, or we want to buy our groceries basically. So what are we doing here? We are serving ourselves, and हम अपने आप की ही सेवा कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे. So eventually, so we are bound to serve anyone, and but because it is misdirected and we don't know how to do that, and that is where the problem starts, that we don't know, and then we suffer. And so we'll read what happens then. So, and here I want to take that we are not satisfied, yet in spite of serving the best of our capabilities, no matter how much we try to satisfy the other person or even ourselves. Take an example of ourselves, हम अपना example ले लें, तो भी हम we are not satisfied. And you can take examples of anything, like children these days, they have their own thing and they have their own demands, and they don't listen. Like I'm not like specifically saying, but I'm not also generalizing, but many of them, they don't listen to their parents, and they think their parents don't listen to them. So there is a kind of dissatisfaction between them, and then we are dissatisfied with our jobs, and if we are in a relationship, we are dissatisfied with the other partner, and then we are dissatisfied with our with the economy, or with the government that which is running the country, and they're not doing this, they're not doing that. And even the ones who are running the the government, you can see here that they're also dissatisfied most of the times, and even we see that we are dissatisfied with our education system, and so a lot of dissatisfaction, and we also end up with some kind of stress as well. We see so much stress these days, and that is also the root cause of that is they're not satisfied. So, and So today also, like few hours back, I got news, and you also would be knowing now that like an actor, his name was Sushant Singh Rajput. He committed suicide. It was very shocking for me to know, because uh, he was a brilliant actor, and a very uh, what he did not had, he had money, he had fame, he had name, everything that he had huge properties, everything that he had. And at the age of 34 he committed suicide just hours ago. Can you imagine that? So much dissatisfaction could have been there in their lives. And it was really shocking to know that. So I was uh, the first thing that crossed my mind is that uh, dissatisfaction, no satisfaction at all. So this is the root cause, that and because we are misdirected, we don't know which way to head to. And that is where the problem starts, and we need to find that out. And this is the first step to find out that that how to get satisfied, and what is the way to do that. So we'll read ahead. The reason for that, the service being rendered is not properly directed. So as I explained earlier, like for example, if we want to render service to a tree, we must water the roots. And if we pour water on the leaves, branches and twigs, there is little benefit. So इसमें ये example दे रहे हैं कि like अगर हमको, if we want to water, if we want to water the tree, अगर हमको पेड़ को पानी देना है, तो बुद्धिमत्ता यही होगी, that intelligence is that we water the root of the tree, rather than I go on and pick and choose the leaves and I water each leaf separately. So that won't be intelligence. The intelligence would be that if I pour water on the leaf, and or water on the root, and rather than the leaves of the tree. And similarly, that if the Supreme Personality of Godhead is served, all other parts and parcels will be automatically satisfied. So here Prabhupada writes that, so like an analogy, taking an analogy of water and tree, that if we render service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we don't have to worry about all the other things, and we'll be satisfied. And so now the question arises, how to do that? And so that we have already covered. Like, this is the first thing that we did, is the chanting the name of the Lord. This is the first step to do that. It is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And consequently, all welfare activities as well as service to society, family, and nation are realized by serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, quite a statement that that we, because we have divided our interests, or we have divided our considerations into so many things, and then and we are not getting satisfaction from any of it. So that is why we have to direct our service in to the right direction, and see our constitutional position, and what we are supposed to do. And so that's what it is. And so now we'll come to the questions. And the questions are in the interesting part, and that is where the interaction also starts. That so we'll expect that, so the questions you can answer in either in the comments, or you can raise your hand and then you can speak. And you so these texts you can find in the first topic of the PDF that I have shared in the group right now, like like half an hour back. And so it is the same that you're going to find there, and all the questions are also listed there. So we'll come to the questions. And so this is the first. So we have divided the questions into three. One is the discovery, another is discovery, and then from the realization part. And you can answer those questions by reading the text from above. And and then you can answer. So the first question is, what is the aim of life? So anybody would like to comment or raise?
raise कर सकते हैं and अगर आपको नहीं पता कहाँ से raise करना है, then you can switch on your video और ऐसे hand raise कर सकते हैं. So पहला question है, what is aim of life? हमारे जीवन का उद्देश्य क्या है? कोई शेयर करना चाहेगा?
So what is the aim of life? हमने अभी क्या पढ़ा है? So you can go through that और वहाँ पे देख सकते हैं और you can let us know. You can unmute yourself and you can speak, or you can put that the same thing in comments. Anyone? Aim of OP Gupta. Prabhu ji कह रहे हैं, to aim of life is to serve the Lord. Yes. To serve Lord Krishna. Rajdeep Prabhu. Right. To serve Lord Krishna. Okay. और भी कुछ पढ़ा था हमने कि what is the aim of life? Worship Supreme God. Deepshika Mataji saying worship Supreme God Krishna. Amit Prabhu saying be happy. Okay. Okay. So any more inputs or any more comments? Self-realization, right? To know who am I and where I and from for what I came here. Yes. And Manisha Mataji has replied self-realization. Yes. So this is what our aim is and what our aim of life should be, that to realize the self. And
so हमें अपने बारे में पता करना है कि हम कौन है और हमारा भगवान के साथ क्या रिश्ता है. That is the main aim of life. So regarding service to Krishna, yes, it is one of the aim of life. But उसमें हमें ये है कि अभी हम currently serve कोई किसी ना किसी को हर कोई सर्व कर रहा है, बट हमें किसको एक्चुअली सर्व करना है जिससे हम सबको सर्व कर सके. सो दैट इज द पार्ट कि हमें सर्विस किसको रेंडर करनी है. एंड मेन रियलाइजेशन इज कि हमें अपने बारे में पता करना है कि हम कौन है और भगवान कौन है और भगवान से हमारा क्या रिश्ता है.
So Rishta Mataji is saying to achieve the shelter in the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Yes, that's also right. Anita Mataji is saying aim is Bhagavad Prapti. Yes. Okay. Aim of life, Dinesh Prabhuji, Ishwar ko pana.
हम सब ईश्वर को पाना चाहते हैं.
Right. So quite an intelligent audience. And second question is, what is the Krishna consciousness movement trying to do? तो अब जो ये कृष्ण भावनामृत मूवमेंट है, ये आंदोलन है जो ये क्या करना चाहता है और व्हाट इज द एम ऑफ दिस मूवमेंट. एंड उसमें कोई बताएगा? हमने पढ़ा था दिस मूवमेंट. Rajdeep Prabhu is saying this movement is trying to make people self-realize themselves by living the life by serving Lord Krishna. Yes, 100% right answer. Yes. Rajdeep Prabhu ji ka. And anybody else would like to share? You can also raise your hand and you can share
by yourself only.
Okay. Anybody else would like to answer? What is the Krishna consciousness movement trying to do? So, the Krishna consciousness movement is trying to enlighten the human society in this important matter. So, what is the important matter? To re-establish back our relationship, the lost relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, we have our relationship. It is eternal, but it is lost. Like a child. Suppose, like you can take an example of Mukesh Ambani and his son. And let's suppose his son gets lost and he's lost his memory and nobody recognizes him and he's just wandering into streets. Just an hypothetical example. And he's wandering into streets or wo gum gaye hain and somebody comes and he feels pity on that person, and because he has a very miserable condition. So ab ek aadmi jo unke paas aata hai aur उनको कुछ उनको इग्नोर करके चला जाता है और उनको कुछ नहीं देता, and he is also having lack of food, and he's also having lack of money because he is lost and he is nowhere to be found. And दूसरा आदमी आता है उनके पास, वो उनको थोड़ा सा रोटी खिला जाता है, फूड दे जाता है, थोड़े से पैसे भी दे देता है, और जो तीसरा आदमी आता है वो उनको पहचान लेता है और वो कहता है, अरे आप तो मुकेश अंबानी जी के बेटे हैं और आप यहाँ पे घूम गए हैं और आपको किसी ने बताया नहीं कि आप इनके बेटे हैं, तो आप चलिए मेरे साथ, मैं आपको वापस लेके जाता हूँ। तो अब मेरे को ये बताइए कि इसमें से सबसे ज्यादा जो समझदारी वाली बात थी वो किसने करी? उसने जिसने इग्नोर कर दिया, या फिर उसने जिसने थोड़ा सा उसको खाना खिला दिया, 1 दिन 2 दिन का उसने उसको खाना खिला के दे दिया, खाना खाने के लिए दे दिया, या फिर थोड़े से पैसे दे दिए, या फिर तीसरा उसने ये बता दिया कि अरे आपके बाप तो मिलियनेयर बिलियनेयर है, आप चलिए मेरे साथ और आपको उनके साथ दोबारा मिला देते हैं, एंड देन आपकी सारी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएंगी। सो थर्ड वन, यस, जैसे मेघा माता जी कह रहे हैं, गौरव प्रभु जी ऑल्सो कह रहे हैं, इट इज द थर्ड वन जिसने was the most intelligent thing, that उसने ये बता दिया that we are the parts and parcels, and that he's the son of that billionaire businessman, and वो आप जब वापस लेके जाएंगे तो सब प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएंगी आपकी। So that is what Krishna consciousness movement is also trying to do, that they are getting us back to our Father, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has everything, and once we re-establish our lost relationship with Him, then our life will completely change. It will completely transform. And
so Manisha Mataji is saying wants to connect one's relationship with Krishna. Yes, one's relationship is always existing. हम कृष्णा से हमेशा से connected है. That's why it's written re-establishment of our lost relationship.
Right.
बस हम भूल गए हैं. And हम हमेशा से भगवान, जैसे हमने स्टार्टिंग में पढ़ा, we are the अंश and he is the अंशी. So अंशी का अंश हमेशा उसका अंश ही रहता है, चाहे अंश भूल जाए या ना भूले. So हमें क्या करना है, हमें याद करना है कि हमारा ये रिलेशन है और हमें भगवान से कैसे हम कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं. So that is the main purpose कि हम कैसे वो re-establish कर सकते हैं.
And right, so and that is what this Krishna consciousness movement and is trying to do. So we move ahead to our next questions. So अब यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा हमको ये वो क्वेश्चंस हैं जो हो सकता है हमको जो ऊपर जो आपको पीडीएफ दी है उसमें पढ़ के शायद ना मिले, तो थोड़ा सा हमको यहाँ पे अपना दिमाग लगाना पड़ेगा और बताना पड़ेगा कि क्या आंसर सही है. So first question is, what is wrong with our materialistic society? So anyone would like to explain?
आप unmute कर सकते हो and then you can speak up.
कि आज की जो सोसाइटी है उसमें क्या गलत है? What is wrong with our materialistic society? Ego, expectations, okay. Envy, okay. So the question is more towards the it's not towards a personal thing, but it is more towards a general society. Yes, everything is centered myself. It is self-centered. High expectations, okay. Serving ourselves, okay. Rajneesh Prabhu कह रहे हैं, SB Prasad Prabhu कह रहे हैं high expectations. Dhrumil Prabhu कह रहे हैं ego or expectations, right? Okay. So, but something else. Gaurav Prabhu's desire, no, okay.
Our society is going
towards dissatisfaction. हाँ,
Yes,
Megha Mataji, that's right. But वही पूछ रहे हैं that ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है?
Why is this
What is wrong?
is coming?
कि ऐसा
Because
क्या
of
हो गया?
expectations and why we are expecting.
Affected by words, vibration. Okay, Deepshika Mataji.
Vibration.
Okay, so could you explain it a little?
Yes,
कि
Mataji.
what is the meaning of that? Affected by words, vibration. Pranshu Prabhu कह रहे हैं, we forget our real identity. Yes, so that is one of the point that I was looking for, that we have forgotten our real identity. Our real identity is that we are soul, and we are part and parcel of the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that's right. And so Rishta Mataji कह रहे हैं, badly busy in obtaining material happiness. Yes, that's right. Rajdeep Prabhu, society has forgotten its relationship with God. Yes, so that is also correct. So we see the answer is, so aap sabne jo diye, so they are all right, and we are going towards false happiness. Okay.
We are searching for happiness in material things.
So we are looking at a wrong
निशिता
place.
माता जी ने भी बताया, badly busy in obtaining the material happiness. हम सोचते हैं कि हमारे पास पैसा आ जाएगा तो बहुत सारी खुशी आ जाएगी. पैसा आ जाता है बट हमारा टाइम चला जाता है कि हम एंजॉय नहीं कर पाते, या फिर हम उस चीज को वो चीज अपनी हैप्पीनेस के लिए यूज ही नहीं कर पाते. सो हमें हमेशा ऐसा लगता है कि ये वाली मटेरियल चीज हमें हैप्पी देगी, ये मटेरियल चीज हैप्पी देगी, जबकि हमें तो हैप्पीनेस इन चीजों से मिल ही नहीं सकती है. सो दैट इज समथिंग दैट इज कॉजिंग डिससेटिस्फेक्शन, जिससे हम हमेशा डिससेटिस्फाइड रहते हैं.
Right. So Deepshika Mataji is saying part of same race affected in terms of. Okay, so somebody got unmute. So right. So I will also share a few things that. So one of the thing which is also wrong, which nobody I think put, is that कि हमारे जो society के leaders हैं, उनको ही नहीं पता कि क्या करना है, क्योंकि अब इसमें we cannot blame the innocent people who are there in the society, because they are already so they may or may not know, because they are already bound up in the whole thing. They are also to some level responsible, but the major responsibility goes to the leaders of the society, those who are leading the society. If the society is not led by a leader who is self-realized, or who don't know that this is the aim or this is the thing that we should vouch for, then there is a problem in a society, because it all starts from the top. And if the top is not right, and then everything below is also not the right. So our leaders are not they are not versed with this science of self-realization, and they don't know what is the aim, because they themselves are bound by the modes, and they themselves are into the same problems that we are also facing. And that is why the society, it becomes misdirected, and because there is no leadership at the top who is going to explain all this. And we need leaders, and we need those leaders who can guide us in this science, and to of being happy, so basic. And this is what we are supposed to do. And I also, and like Pranshu Prabhu also explained, unhone likha tha that we have forgotten our real identity. That's right. So this is where this example comes. And does anybody knows what is this top left picture with something written as MIT? Do you know what is this MIT? Does anybody knows what is MIT? You can comment. So nobody knows what is this MIT? Okay. So we have quite few students here, and I expect,
University
yes.
of
So
America.
Dhrumil Prabhu says it is university in America. Yes. So I expect these answers from students, that they would be knowing what is MIT, top engineering university. Yes, OP Gupta Prabhu got it right. It is called Massachusetts Institute of Technology. It is one of the topmost university in US, yes, and in the world also. It is, I would say, in the top 5, and in terms of science and technology, it is the topmost, where the all research of computer science and all robotics and artificial intelligence, and even every single department which can have a research and analysis department in this world is there in Massachusetts Institute of Technology. S.B. Prasad Prabhu is saying Madras Institute of Technology. No, there can be Madras, MIT, yes, but here we are referring to Massachusetts Institute of Technology, which is there in US, Boston. And it is a very top-notch, high-class university. And so once our founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, went to this university, and he was supposed to give a lecture there to the university students, and he found that the students are so brilliant, and they have such great minds, and many of them were Nobel laureates as well. And so he asked them a very simple question that you have all these departments, you have departments of AI, computer science, everything is there, your department of physics and everything is there. But where is the department of soul? Where is the department which tells you who you are? And then they were numb and there was no answer. And then he asked, this is what we are here to give you, and this is what Krishna consciousness is giving. It is telling you who you are, so basic. And we don't know who we are, and we want to progress well in science and technology, and we call it as science and technology. But we don't have any department, and like you, most of you are also students, so you can also ask the same question to your university. Where is the department in your university or college which tells you who you are? Where is the department of soul? Where is the department of self-realization to let you know about God? Who is God? No answer. And that is what is the society is lacking, that we don't know who we are. We have misidentified ourselves as this body, and that's where the problem starts. And because of that, the problems just keep on magnifying and multiplying into many things, and we have created so many destructive things. We have this weapon of mass destructions, we have atom bombs and things like that, and it's a misdirected thing. And the problem lies is that we don't know who we are, and we don't have leaders who can tell us that who we are. So we move on to the next question. What does the Vedic civilization say about the perfection of life? Okay, so anybody would like to answer? What is the perfection of life? We have already covered this, so I expect quick answers.
So if someone of you
Bhagavad
can
Gita is
explain by
human
unmuting
manual.
yourself, then it would be more interactive.
Okay, so the Human Prabhu says Bhagavad Gita is human manual. That's right, but we are looking for answer to second question. What does the Vedic civilization say about the perfection of life? जो हमारे शास्त्र हैं वो क्या बताते हैं कि मनुष्य जीवन की सिद्धि क्या है? What is the perfection of life? So can anyone tell? Yes. So Pranshu Prabhu says to know that you are soul and act accordingly means of the God. Yes. Okay. और आप पढ़ के भी बता सकते हैं, जो अभी हमने PDF शेयर किया है तो आप वहां से पढ़ के भी बता सकते हैं. Perfection of life is to serve Krishna. Correct. भगवान को पाना. Harika Mata ji. Right. So according to Vedic civilization, the perfection is to realize one's relationship with Krishna or God. And like we also studied before, that we being part and parcels of God, and we are duty bound to serve Him. That's what Bhagavad Gita says. And we also read one shloka from Bhagavad Gita. Anybody remembers what was that shloka or the number of that shloka? If not the shloka, does anybody remember? Kya shloka number tha? Megha Mataji says Mabe Vansho, right, 15.7. Gopi Gupta Prabhuji says 15.7. So if you have Bhagavad Gita, you can read it once the class is also over. So you can go back and read it. And it's a wonderful shlok, and which tells us about our relationship. And और भी बहुत सारे श्लोक आते हैं भगवद गीता में जो हमारा रिलेशनशिप है जो भगवान का हमारे साथ वो बताते हैं. So आप क्या कर सकते हैं? You can find those shlokas, and you can next class में you can tell that these are the shlokas that we have found and which defines our relationship with God. So we move on to our next question. Why is it necessary to serve God? What example illustrates this? So quite an easy question. हम already इसको कर चुके हैं. So does anybody wants to answer? Why is it necessary to serve God? भगवान की सेवा करना क्यों जरूरी है और किस एग्जाम्पल से हम इसे समझ सकते हैं? एग्जाम्पल से समझाना बहुत आसान रहेगा क्योंकि हम इसको कर चुके हैं already. We have done that. So Does anybody wants to explain or comment? Megha Mataji says, because if we will serve to God, then everybody will be satisfied. Drumil Prabhu says self-realization. Okay, like 3 examples. So Megha Mataji is right on that. Why should we serve God? Okay, मन की शांति के लिए. Or okay, so as Manisha Mataji is saying,
of God, we are duty bound to serve Him, right?
Okay, so Mataji, we are duty bound to serve, but we are not serving Him right now, isn't it? Because we have chosen. We may be duty bound, but we have chosen to not to do our duty. And so the question is, why should we do that? Example of watering the roots, the whole plant is nourished. Yes, Pranshu Prabhu is right that watering the roots, that if we serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, then everybody will be satisfied. And we also, being a part and parcel, will be satisfied. इसको example हम कैसे समझ सकते हैं? Like इसके 2 examples हैं. Like एक तो हमने already पढ़ लिया that if we water the roots of the plants, roots of a tree, then it nourishes the whole tree or the whole plant. Second is, it's a very easy example to understand. So O.P. Gupta Prabhu is saying that our tendency is to serve, so better to serve the God, else we have to serve the two wrong. Okay, so एक example हम ऐसे समझ सकते हैं कि so like we have this body and we can only eat through our mouth, है ना? तो हम जो हमारा हाथ है, हमारी जो उंगलियां हैं, वो हेल्प कर सकती हैं खाना पकड़ के मुंह में डालने के, और उसके बाद जो खाना है वो स्टमक में जाता है और वहां से स्टमक की हेल्प से वो पूरे शरीर में पहुंच जाता है. अब सोचिए कल को उंगली है या फिर जो हाथ है वो उसको ईर्ष्या हो जाए इस स्टमक से, और वो और या फिर इस जीभ से या फिर इस टंग से, और वो ये सोचें कि ये तो अकेले ही चले पालिए जी, और हमको तो कोई एंजॉयमेंट नहीं मिली, हमको तो गरम गरम लगता है जब हम हाथ लगाते हैं, तो मैं नहीं करूंगा आगे से सब, और अलग हो जाते हैं. एंड लेट मी आल्सो ट्राई टू ईट, एंड द सेम वे द स्टमक इज ईटिंग, या फिर द सेम वे द माउथ इज एबल टू ईट. तो आप बताइए कैसा हो सकता है that if we have our body has a part, and if it feels separate होना चाहे, and they want to, so अगर वो ये चाहें कि हम अलग होके उसको सर्व नहीं करने देना चाहते, अलग से उसको एंजॉय करना चाहते हैं, तो ऐसे नहीं हो सकता. हैंड और फिंगर इज एज गुड, वो तब तक ठीक है जब तक वो शरीर के साथ जुड़े हुए हैं और शरीर को खाना पहुंचाने में मदद कर रहे हैं, और उसके अलावा उनकी कोई पोजीशन नहीं है, कोई और ड्यूटी नहीं है. So that is what we are also supposed to do, that we are supposed to serve the supreme whole, and this is how also we are we can able to understand. And और उससे होता क्या है, जब जो स्टमक है उसके पास खाना पहुंच जाता है तो पूरा शरीर हेल्दी रहता है ना, और पूरा शरीर, you are happy, the whole body is healthy, and each and every part they feel satisfied. अगर हाथ ने हेल्प करी खाना पहुंचा के डालने को, तो पैर भी उतनी सेटिस्फाइड है चाहे उन्होंने हेल्प करी चाहे नहीं करी. So the whole body is satisfied. So this is how we can understand. And there is one more question. So how can we, the fourth question, so how can we perfectly serve and satisfy everyone in this world? Why is it not possible to do so in any other way? Illustrate with an example. तो ये हम अभी नहीं करेंगे, ये आपके लिए होमवर्क है. और आप क्या कर सकते हैं कि आपका जो हमने ग्रुप है जिसमें आप एडिड हैं, तो आप उसको अगले सेशन से पहले आप इसका आंसर हमको दे सकते हैं, उस ग्रुप में डाल सकते हैं, एंड हम वहाँ पे वी कैन डिस्कस एंड वी कैन सी. तो ये क्वेश्चन आप नोट कर सकते हैं, ये आपको वहाँ भी मिल जाएगा जो हमने PDF डाली है और जो शेयर करी है. तो द क्वेश्चन है, मैं दोबारा रिपीट कर देता हूँ कि हाउ कैन वी परफेक्टली सर्व एंड सेटिस्फाई एवरीवन इन दिस वर्ल्ड. एवरीवन, क्वेश्चन इज हम सबको कैसे खुश कर सकते हैं. and why is it not possible to do so in any other way? आपका जो उत्तर है आपको इस तरह से explain करना है कि और कोई तरीके से मुझसे क्यों नहीं कर सकते. तो ये हम अगले सेशन से पहले आपको ये आप दे सकते हैं. So we move ahead to the last. Have you, question is in application that have you attended any other self-realization program so far? If so, please share your experiences. So आप बता सकते हैं that अगर आपने इससे पहले कोई attend किया है. वैसे तो जब हमने आपसे पूछा बात करी थी तो already हमने इस पे पूछा ही था आपसे कि आपने और कुछ किया है. तो मोस्ट ऑफ जो आप लोग हैं तो आपने DYPH सेशन अटेंड किए हैं, बट उसके अलावा अगर आपने कुछ किया है तो आप हमको बता सकते हैं. और मनीषा माता जी सेज नो. और साथ में सेकंड क्वेश्चन भी हम इसको साथ ले लेते हैं दैट विच पार्ट ऑफ दिस प्रोग्राम डू यू लाइक वेरी मच एंड व्हाई. और अब आप ये बता सकते हैं कि आपको इस सेशन में क्या अच्छा लगा और क्यों. तो उसमें आप थोड़ा बता सकते हैं. So you can tell that which part of this program did you like very much and why. Dhruvan Prabhu says Krishna. Okay, but little more explanatory answer, Prabhuji, if you can give. Dhruvan Prabhu, that which part did you like? Krishna is yes, he is everybody's favorite, but chanting and starting. Pranshu Sharma Prabhu. Okay, thank you. So Pranshu Prabhu says chanting and starting. Kirtan. Okay. Anyone else would like to share? Gaurav Prabhu says everything. S.V. Prasad Prabhu says chanting. Very nice. So 108 jap, right? Chanting. Niharika Mataji also says chanting. Megha Mataji says reminding our relationship with Krishna that we forgot. Okay. Rishta Mataji says the way of explaining about Lord Krishna as well as chanting. Right. Thank you so much, Mataji. Anything else? Anybody would like to share कि आपको क्या अच्छा लगा? और आप हाथ भी रेस कर सकते हैं और अपने आप को म्यूट करके भी बता सकते हैं. तो we will appreciate it अगर आप वो करें. सतीश शर्मा प्रभु says our duty towards God. Okay, कि हमने जो पढ़ा था कि we are duty bound towards God. Okay, तो आपको अच्छा लगा. Thank you. And right. So I think we'll go forward. So now we come towards the last section of our topic, which is preaching is the essence. So I will read and then I will try to explain a little bit. I won't take much now. So preaching is the essence. The Lord has inaugurated the Hare Krishna movement for the benefit of human society. Whenever the principles of religion deteriorates and principles of irreligion increase, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Hari, appears by his own will. In the present age, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has appeared as Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to inaugurate the Hare Krishna movement. At the present time, in Kali Yuga, people are extremely sinful and bad. They have no idea of spiritual life and are misusing the benefits of human life to live like cats and dogs. Under these circumstances, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has inaugurated the Hare Krishna movement, which is not different from Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If one associates with this movement, he directly associates with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. People should take advantage and thus gain relief from all problems created in this age of Kali. So, that is what Prabhupada writes, that in this present age that people are extremely sinful and bad. They have no idea of spiritual life. Like I was also the same, that I didn't know what was the purpose of life, for my own life, and I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I was doing all kind of bad things, and but somehow I got linked or attached to this group, and then my life completely changed, and now I feel myself to be a better person and a more content with what is going on with my life, and more satisfaction is there. And most importantly, that what's the most thing which was lost, which is lost actually in this age, is that we don't value our relationships these days. And that is what the Krishna conscious movement has given me, and that is what I hope and we pray that somehow by these classes, or somehow that we try to reciprocate the same thing. And this is where the preaching comes, is that this whole movement is the preaching movement, that and so somebody comes and they joins and they like it, and the best part to retain that thing, or the best part to realize that, is to give it to other. And because it also pleases to Krishna, because Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita that जो मेरे बारे में दूसरों को बताता है, वो मुझे सबसे ज्यादा प्रिय है. And this is what the whole the movement is, and the core of the movement is that it is a preaching, and we tell this thing to others. And this is what this attempt also is aiming towards, that somehow the other, and ki interested people, they come and they join, and we have a similar kind of interest, and we hear, and then we share it with others. And I would also request कि like कि जिस प्रकार से अगर आपको ये अच्छा लगता है तो आप दूसरों को भी बता सकते हैं कि मेरे को अच्छी चीज पता लगी और ये मैंने आज सीखा, जो भी आपने सीखा. और जिस प्रकार से भी आपने उसको सबसे पहला हम ये कर सकते हैं कि उसको हम अपनी जिंदगी में उतार सकते हैं, हम उसको अपने बारे में जाने और पहचाने, और उसके बाद उतारें, और उसके बाद हम दूसरों को भी बता सकते हैं. So this is what the essence of this whole thing is, that we tell it to others. And this whole thing started from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is non-different from Krishna, and he appeared in this age of Kali 500 years ago only. And आप उनके बारे में पढ़ सकते हैं, और हम आगे जाके भी थोड़ा उनके बारे में और पढ़ेंगे, that who he is. And he started this whole movement, and then in just 50-60 in 1965, and just 60-70 years ago, this whole movement started, and now it has grown so big. And this is what this is like a small part, or of that, the same tree, like a budding part of the same tree of which we are attached to. And this is what the preaching is, the essence lies. And so we thank you today, everybody, to joining the session. And if you have any questions, or if you want to ask anything, you can ask. And okay, so and if you want to share something, you can also share. And Hare Krishna. So if you have any questions, you can ask.
Saying best part of the session where Rani Prabhu explained also.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Beautiful pair. Thank you so much, Mataji. Dhuman Prabhu says Hare Krishna, and we also have. Okay. So. Does somebody else has any questions or wants to share something? I hope the session was okay, and if you have any feedback, you can let me know either in the group or personally. So I believe that's it. So we end today's session. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pisthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jaya. So we will meet again the same day next week, same time, and I hope to see you all in the next session. Hare Krishna.